Do a double dip. Oops, $1 grand. Three, two, one. Oh dear. Come on, Thomas. Choo choo. Hello everybody. How are we all? Welcome to another instalment. Excuse me. Guess what? I had an haircut. I got so fed up of everybody taking mess out of my hair. So that's it, I'm gonna have to shave it off. So yeah, I've got a number 1 all over. But to be honest, it's just because it's falling out. I've got to the age now where your hair tries to depart company from my head. Well, that's anyway. You've not come to listen to me talk about hereditary baldness. You've come to see the video about a 1050 ploughing. So you can see we're on the big green beast again on 1050. Give her another wash yesterday, and we've got the 10 Furrow KVERNELAND plough on. So, and you've seen this a few times now. I got caught out, as you can see the boards are rusty. Got told I was going to plough a certain field, a big one. So I just got brought out the shed, other things got put in the shed, and I never ended up ploughing field, and it rained. So the boards are now rusty, so I didn't get time to grease it. 'Cause normally, you know, if it's staying outside, then you'll whab a load of grease or some oil or something to protect the boards a bit so they don't rust up. But I'll have to see if we can get them shined. Oh, it's gonna be stiff, and Gushy hasn't been used for a while. Everything's gone a little bit stiff. So first job, so now she's on. First job I've got to do before I start ploughing now is grease it. Everything. It's been stood quite a long time now, so the whole lot wants greasing. So I've got my Milwaukee electric grease gun. She's ace. I bought it for jobs just like this, super quick. I want to get greasing it now. And this video, I'm planning on this video being a bit about the headlands, because we've done a video a few times of just doing the ups and downs and driving it. So yeah, I thought this video I'd try and concentrate on how I plough headlands with a Great Mahoosive plough like this. So I'll get greasing then, we'll get greasing. And for anybody that's interested, this is my grease gun. It's a Milwaukee one. It is the, if I can remember now, is it M12 or something? Is it the M12? Yeah, M12. So it's the older one, and I bought it pretty cheap because it was a last run. The newer ones are M18s or something like that, and it's absolutely brilliant. A little battery lasts forever. I can empty 7 full cartridges out of that little battery, and I've got the old G-lock end on there, so you push that and it just locks onto the nipples. Yeah, it's brilliant. I bought it myself because the farm do provide you with grease guns, you know, the old pistol type or the handle type, but I thought I'd splash out and get myself one of these. And funnily enough, everybody likes to borrow it, so I have to keep hiding it. Oh. Now let's see if we can get this ring off. I can send people to the moon, send rovers up to Mars. Oh, it's done it! It's done it! But you can never guarantee that'll come off in a wanna. I absolutely hate it when it does that. You won't find something to poke it through. Right, so you have to bear with me because I've not got my chin strap. My chin strap. Head strap, chin strap. Yeah, so we're marking it. So, well, I'm going to start marking out now. So this is a bottom headland of this field. So you can see I've got the plough unfolded and that's sort of in its working position. So this is where I'll be finishing. I'll be in this position when I finish the field. This is my last run. So I want to make sure when I finish, I'm going to be in the right spot. So when I mark the field out, my mark will be in the right place. So that looks about right to me because I've already got my AB lines in here. So I'm going to be taking that little bit of grass that's encroached into the field away. Yeah, so I'm happy with that. So now we'll go and start. We'll just scratch a marking now. So this isn't the last word in headlands, by the way. This is just what I figured out myself over the time I've used this plough. It's transfer a few skills from the smaller ones to the bigger ones, but the bigger ones are a different ball game, really. So yeah, right. Excuse me. So, well, actually, I'll explain. So, because I'm going to start on the inside of the field and I come to do my headland and work out, which is actually called ploughing in. Well, it is around here because you throw in the soil in. You know, your furrows are turning it that way, so you're ploughing it in, even though you're working your way out of the field. And at least, well, that's what it's called around here. If someone says, oh, you're ploughing in or ploughing out, it's sort of the opposite way around to what you'd think, but you just got to imagine which way the soil's being turned. So because I'm starting here, so my first line of me headland, the first bit where my plough will contact the ground where it'll be turning over, is my front furrow. So I'm going to mark my mark out with my front furrow. So if I was starting on the outside, working into the field, I'd use my back furrow, because my back furrow is going to be the last point where the plough's moving soil, moving ground. So everything's the wrong way around at the minute, so we're going to spin the back plough. Probably can't see it, over she goes. There we go. Drop the front down. There we go. Ooh, and because my press will be dragging on the floor, and that's gonna be annoying because it'll start bunging things up. So I'm just gonna go on the screen, lift the press up out of the way while we scratch the first mark, and we'll just drive backwards now. Alright, so we are in position. So I'm going to drop the plough down. I'll drop the plough down just so the front furrow is scratching a mark. I don't want to be in too deep, because I end up don't want to have to bounce over it all the time. So just getting it just feathering it a bit, so it's just so all I need is just something I can see with my eyes, just a scratch. That's all we need. And there we are, guys. That's my headland mark there. So that's me point where I lift in and out. Now I don't lift up the very second I get to the mark. I like to overlap just a little bit, just a bit, because otherwise you can miss bits. So I try to get it all as neat and as tidy and as short as I can. I don't want massive overlaps, but I do need a little bit. So that's me. Yeah, that's my visual mark that I need. Right, so I'm starting along this hedge side, but I'm gonna have to move the pressing. This is where having these presses are great, but this is where they can become awkward. So I've got to try and get this tucked out of the way the best I can without hitting the boards, because it will hit them, and I'm only pressing a button. Right, he's all the way in, all the way up. We saw that. So that's how I do me corners, plough out my corners with a 10 furrow plough. So I'll do my first one, I'll go so far, I'll lift out, and then I'll just use the back 4, pull 2 through, and then back up and match my 8th furrow to the last pass that I just did with the back 4, and then pull through again. And that's because it's obviously they're that long, you've got your back furrows here and your front furrows all the way up there. To try and actually plough the corners out, it's impossible. If you just drop in with a full plough and set off and then come back this way to turn round, you'll have mountains of ground in the corners not ploughed. And when I finish off and I do my last run, I'll be coming from this direction, so I'll back up into that corner and do the same again what I just did here with the back plough, and all that little bit there where the furrows have started, well, that'll be filled in as well, so it'll end up with a square edge. That's all ploughed. But inevitably, it's a big plough, it's long. When I'm doing this, when I'm coming down here, this bit here I've ploughed out because I'll have to turn on it. I will have to turn on it. So there is paddling at the ends, just this corner and that corner over there. Yeah, there'll be some paddling involved when you turn around, but you can't do it when you've got a small plough on. There are ways you can do it without paddling, but not with something like this. Right, so we're going up and down nicely now. Had a few little niggles with it. I've just put it, well, it's the first time I've had it on for a while now. Just couldn't quite get the front fur to match up to begin with, whatever reason. I've just had to adjust the offset a little bit. The offset was alright before, it was matching up lovely, but just had to tweak it a little bit. Only like well, literally I've adjusted the offset by 2 centimeters, and you think that's nothing on something this big, but it makes a hell of a difference. So yeah, so we're going up and down, making a nice job. And I suppose, well, I started this field pretty late. I'm in no mega rush to finish it, so I don't think I'll be finishing off in the dark. I reckon I'll pick this up tomorrow when we finish the rest of the field off. And I've actually got a dentist appointment, so next time you see me on camera, I'll be missing a tooth. I'm having a tooth took out. So if I talk like this, I mean, my face is all swollen up and I'm dribbling, that's why. So for you, I'll see you in a second, but for me, it'll be another day. Yeah, tomorrow. Well, I just got out of the dentist. Face is numb. I'm chewing on a great lump of cotton. I keep dribbling. I'm trying to record the next bit of this video. Oh dear. Well, this will be interesting. Nothing else.